In this video, we're going to be looking at this really cool 3D printable puzzle that was sent over by a company. It is called the printable puzzle, and it consists of these 3 pyramids where if you take all 9 of the faces and lay them out flat, they will make a single square shape. Now, before we get started, I just want to say thank you to today's sponsor. They are an online marketplace for 3D printing where you can find the best designs from designers all around the world. You can find the printable puzzle on printables as well as hundreds of thousands of other models. So in order to play the game, you have to start with one pyramid and then try and figure out how to fit all the pieces together. And you may think that you've solved it and you've got it all figured out. But there is actually more than one solution to this puzzle, and it gets kind of tricky trying to figure them all out. The original designer created 6 different solutions, and then even after that he set himself a challenge of creating 6 more solutions which were even more difficult. He did that, and then eventually he said that he had a total of 20 for solutions. But after playing with this puzzle myself, I am not sure that that's even possible. Because I can see multiple solutions from just looking at it, but I don't know how you would ever figure those solutions out. Now if you like me, and you look at this thing, and you already know how to solve it, the way that it works is that you would put 2 of the points of the pyramids together, so the top and bottom. So this point goes into the bottom point, and then the side point goes into the side point. And you could do that for both sides. And then once you've done that, the next step is to do the same thing on the other side. So you go top point to bottom point, side point to side point. And then after that, you can finish off the last side. And that means that you've successfully assembled the puzzle. But as I said earlier, there is more than one way to do this. In fact, if you printed out the full set of puzzles and you laid them all flat, it would look something like this. Now you can see all the different shapes that you can make when you lay the faces flat. And again, the goal is to take any one of these shapes and try and figure out how you can manipulate it so that all 9 of the faces touch down onto the surface and form a perfect square. And obviously, since I'm filming this video, I have managed to do it, but it was definitely not easy. There's a few little tricks and tips to solving this, but I don't want to spoil it for you. So if you want to print one of these sets of puzzles, there is a link below to the printable puzzle on printables. This is the site that the designer works with, and they will handle all the printing and shipping for you. There are a couple of options for the puzzle. First of all, you can choose between having the puzzle in one piece or you can have it split into 2 halves. Having it in one piece makes it a little bit harder to assemble because obviously you've got to work out the solution in your head before you actually start putting it together. Whereas if you have it split in half, you can literally flip up the top half and the bottom half and you can see what's going on underneath, and it makes it quite a bit easier. Now the designer has also made versions of the puzzle with different colors. So you can either have the red, blue and yellow version, or you can have a grey, black and white version. I think the black and white is probably a little bit easier to see because the edges are more defined. However, the coloured ones look really good when you print them in resin. I've seen photos of the purple, pink and blue version, and that looks absolutely awesome. One thing that I noticed about this puzzle is that it doesn't matter whether you use a 3D printer or whether you get it printed on a service like Printables, it still comes out really accurate. Because the tolerances on this thing are so tight, it's very difficult to get the layers right. And this is because the faces of the pyramid meet at these really acute angles. And if you don't have a perfectly level surface, you can end up with some misaligned faces. Now this puzzle has been designed by someone who is obviously very experienced with 3D modeling and puzzle design. And the person behind this puzzle has a channel where he posts videos about all sorts of different puzzles and problem-solving ideas. I'll put a link in the description so that if you want to check out his channel, you can see all the amazing things he's come up with. I want to just show you another couple of examples of the sort of things that he has designed. This is the exploding dot puzzle, and this thing is all about symmetry and tessellations. And the idea is that you move the dot around the perimeter until it lands on a matching color and size. And he has made quite a few variations of this, including one where the dots move around on hexagons. Another cool thing that he has designed is this pyramid-shaped maze where you try and get the marble all the way to the top. And the only way to do it is to follow a path that is exactly one triangle high. And finally, I just wanted to show you this recursive self-similar puzzle. And this thing is also known as a Sierpinski gasket puzzle, and the idea is to take the central tile and try and figure out where it fits in amongst the other tiles. And as you zoom in on any one of the gaps, you'll see that it has the exact same shape and size as the central tile, and that is true for every single gap. So you're basically trying to figure out where does this central piece fit into any one of these gaps. And he's made several different versions of this puzzle with varying levels of difficulty. If you want to support this channel and you want to learn more about 3D printing, then please consider checking out my free newsletter. I send out a weekly newsletter with the latest 3D printing news, reviews, tutorials, and other interesting things that I've been working on. It's totally free. So if you're interested, just search for a website and you can sign up there. You can also support this channel directly through memberships. If you become a member, you'll get to see exclusive content and you can vote on what I should cover in future videos. There's also the option to support me through donations. That's totally optional and not necessary. Just the fact that you're watching my videos is support enough for me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, happy 3D printing. Good day. It's me again. If you liked the video, then please click like. If you want to see more content like this in future, click subscribe and make sure you click on the bell to receive every notification. If you really want to support the channel and see exclusive content, become a member. See you next time.